You can be what you want to be. Be what you want to be. You just be what you want to be with me.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Happy AF. My name is Sambowker, and I'm so glad that you have decided to join me here today. Today, I'm going to share with you the power of procrastination. Procrastination, my friends, far out. I have to tell you, I have procrastinated like an absolute fucking rock star, superstar legend today, to the degree that I have had every excuse under the sun for why I'm not going to film this episode. I can't think of what to talk about. I'm too tired. I'm not sure. I'm confused. I've run out of things. Have I got anything worth saying? And I have to tell you, I have gone around and around and around and around and around in circles to the degree that I have meditated. I have watched other people. I have sat there and scrolled on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. Like, seriously, you name it, I have done it. I have procrastinated for about the last 3.5 hours. And as I sit here right now, my beautiful friend, who is my personal, makeup artist, Lily, she's amazing. And she's just sitting on the other side of the camera, kicking my ass in the way that I would normally kick hers. And I'm here to just share with you that I don't really fucking know what I want to share with you today, other than the fact that successful people, they do it even when they don't want to do it. They get up, they try, they keep going, even when they don't feel like it. And so I thought, after listening to my good mate Grant Cardone and Shanda Sumter and Tony Robbins and Tom, I can't even think of his name, Tim Ferriss and Tom Bilyeu, oh my God, I have listened to everybody that I follow today, and they all keep telling me the same thing. And that is that I have to get up and do it even when I feel like I don't want to. So this is me doing that. And I guess what I want to really share with you on that note is, what is it that you think that causes you to procrastinate when it is that you're procrastinating? Is it that you're being lazy, do you think? Is it that you think you don't know what it is that you need to do? What is the story that you have going around in your brain on those days? Because you'll probably find there is a pattern. And I know what my pattern is, even if I sit here and I think I don't. What it comes down to is I'm worried that maybe what I have to say is not that relevant. I'm worried that perhaps there's someone else that's already doing it better. I'm worried that maybe you'll just think it's not worthwhile and it's not of value. And I will tell myself these huge stories like, I'm tired and I haven't had enough sleep and I'm overwhelmed, and I will have excuses, right? And that's what they are. Let's just call it what it is. They are fucking excuses. They are excuses. And you can have excuses that you will justify, and you will have every reason under the sun to believe those excuses. And the fact of the matter is, you may be tired. You may have 1,000,001 reasons for why showing up today is not worth it. It's too hard. It's not relevant. But here is the thing. You can have excuses or results. You can't have both. And so today I may show up and I may be a bit messy and I may not have a really clear vision for what I want to share on this show. But what I do want to share with you is that my vision about where it is that I want to go, that part is clear. And even though sometimes I might go in roundabouts and I might go in circles, I do know that the one thing I'm very clear on is I want to help 1 billion people get happy. And I know that sounds like this kind of stupid, big, large number, perhaps. And just the other day, and I can't remember this guy's name. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, I can. His name is Mo. I was looking for speakers for an upcoming summit that I'm creating, all about recession-proofing your mindset. And as I was Googling Amazon bestsellers and I was looking for people to talk about, I came across this guy, and his whole thing is that he wants to help 1 billion people get happy. And I'm like, oh my God, there's someone else that wants to do the same thing. And for a minute, I went into this space of, oh my God, there's someone else wanting to do the same thing that I'm talking about. And for a minute, I started thinking that maybe my vision is silly. Did I copy his vision? Have I even heard of this guy before? Or maybe I shouldn't do it anymore. And I went into this little moment of overwhelm and comparison. Can you relate? Does that ever happen to you? So as I went into this moment, I then found myself very quickly going, oh my God. So he's someone I can align with. He's someone who's already on this journey. And I was able to flip the script in my brain to go from procrastination, pain, comparison to, hey, this guy's on the same vision as like he has the same vision as me. Maybe we can join forces. Like, since his mission is to help 1 billion people get happy, and mine is as well, if we join forces, we're going to get there quicker, right? And so what I found really interesting in that moment was how I was able to flip that switch. But this was only just a couple of days ago, right? And today, as I sit here wanting to film this episode for you, again, I've gone back into that space of, I don't know what to say, and I'm procrastinating, and I'm tired. And so I sit there and I listen and I watch and I review. And I would have quit today. I've got to tell you, today's one of those days I would have gone, yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And the only thing that has made me do it today, right, full disclosure, is the fact that I went to the trouble of getting my hair done. I went to the trouble of getting my makeup done. And more importantly, not only did I go to the trouble of actually doing this, someone else did it for me, right? So it's not even me. Now I'm like, if I don't show up today and if I don't actually create some content after someone else has gone to the trouble of doing this for me, then not only have I wasted my time, but I've wasted theirs. And that part, I can't come at that, right? So what do you need to put in place to stop you from procrastinating and not showing up? Right? What is the area of your life right now that you really want to do something in? Like, is it your health? Is it your relationships? Is it making money? Like, what is that area of your life that right now you are a professional procrastinator? Because I got to tell you, like, I was like pro league today. And, you know, I have many days where I'm pro league at procrastinating. And so as I was sitting there talking to my friend today saying, what the fuck should I talk about? She goes, you know what? Why don't you just share that? Why don't you just tell people about that? And I'm like, oh, could I really just share that? And she's like, yeah, you know, I'd really like to hear about the fact that sometimes you're struggling. Sometimes other people are struggling. When I'm doing it tough, like, I don't want to see the shiny as fuck version of you. I want to see this version of you. And I'm like, okay. So this is me showing you this version of me, the procrastinating version, the version like that I'm being a professional at. Totally procrastinating. Couldn't even be fucked to put my microphone properly today because I thought, you know what, if I go to the lengths of doing that, that's just going to be another excuse that this is going to take extra time. And then the next thing you know, I'm going to go, oh, well, now I can't film because now someone's using the studio next door and now there's too much noise and I'm going to have another bunch of reasons. So see, we will stack those reasons to procrastinate and stop doing that thing that we need to do to get to that next level. And I don't know what your reason for blah, 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 blah. See? And then my reason will be I can't speak properly. I don't know what your reason for procrastinating is, okay? And it might be logical and you might be able to justify it. In fact, I guarantee you can. But whatever that thing is that you are procrastinating on, it's just a bullshit story that you have created. It is an obstacle that you have put in your own way to stop you from getting where it is that you really want to go. So here is my top tip to let go of procrastination, right? Step 1, be really clear on where it is that you want to go. Today, I just wanted to film this show, but that's not what this is about, right? What is your actual vision for where you're actually attempting to end up? Like, where are you trying to get to and why is it important? So be really clear on that and then just break the steps down. I made a commitment to do this show, right? And my vision when I started this show was really about helping people get happy, but it was also about staying committed to doing a weekly show. Now, I was really consistent with it for 12 months. And since the beginning of this year, I haven't been so consistent. And I've justified and justified and justified my reasons for not being committed with it. And I've done a bit of reflecting on that. And I think that the truth of the matter is, I did it for 12 months and I was clear on why I was doing it for the 12 months. And then it got hard. It got hard at the beginning of this year. And so I came up with reasons and I came up with excuses and I justified all of the reasons why it was fair. Well, I'm creating an online course and I have a retreat to prepare for. And, you know, it's the beginning of the year and I started doing this stacking thing. And I've realized that the reason I was able to justify all of those excuses and believe them and enroll everybody else in them, like all of my support team, I was able to enroll those people in those excuses was because I'm really fucking good at it. I'm really, really good at enrolling myself and everybody else in whatever my vision is. So ask yourself this, right? What is that thing you want to do right now that you're not doing? And what are the excuses you've created? And what's underneath it? Like, what is the fear? So if I sit here right now and I really honestly reflect on what my fear is behind all of this and why all of my excuses have been so good and so relevant and why I've convinced myself that it's not that important and maybe I don't need to do it, is because I sat back and I looked at the amount of work it took to do all of those episodes last year, and I started getting more bothered by what was the outcome, right? I lost my vision, is really the truth of it. I lost my vision along the way as to why I was doing it. And I think the reason I was able to do that was because I didn't journal the process, right? I had the goal. I was like, okay, I'm going to get good at doing this show. I'm going to film every week and I'm going to be consistent with it. And then I did all of that, but I didn't set my next goalpost. Okay. And I think what happens when you don't, in fact, I know, when you don't set your next goal along the way, what happens is you lose momentum. And once you lose momentum, you stop the progression, right? And so the progression stopped. I went into Christmas and I didn't reset the vision for the next 12 months of Happy AF. I started talking about other things like a TED Talk and I want to learn guitar and I've got a retreat, and I set certain dates in place, but I stopped setting dates for the show. And so it's been really easy to get caught up, and here I am now finding myself, and it's the beginning of March, and now I've got all the excuses for, well, I've got other things. And in the midst of that, I started another couple of projects, right? And I allowed this bullshit story about me and my ADHD mind to jump around. But the reality is that, again, is just another excuse, right? And so as I sit here today, I'm full disclosure, I'm sitting here going, fuck, I don't even know what I want to share with you guys, but I can share with you this. I am a powerful procrastinator, and I know that since you guys are watching this show, like attracts like, right? So I guarantee you I've got some professional procrastinators out there that are not doing that thing that they need to do to get to where it is that they want to go. So I would like you to watch today's episode and just take some radical ownership for where it is you are procrastinating in your life. And if I go back to what I said about step 1 for how to get out of the procrastination, own it first. Right? Step 1 is own where you are procrastinating. Step 2 is get clarity on where it is that you are trying to get to and what is it that's getting in the way. Step 3, I'm making this shit up as I go because I told you I wasn't really organised with this, but step 3 is bring someone else in so that it's not just you. Because today it was my good mate Lee that has helped me not procrastinate and actually filmed this. I didn't want to let her down. I also didn't want to go home and have my dad go, you were there filming all day, what happened? You didn't film? Because he's not going to tolerate me saying I just didn't have a vision, I didn't have an idea, I'm not sure. So fuck it, this is me getting up and just doing it, feeling messy, feeling uncertain, but I hope that me sharing this with you shows that even those people that you think maybe have it going all along and they understand what they're supposed to be doing, we're just working this shit out on the go. We're working it out on the fly, and we're hoping and praying that somewhere along the way we might catch the right part of the vision, and it might catch up. And sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it will be a complete ramble, and I'll look back at this. Actually, I won't look back at this, because if I look back at it, I will cringe and I'll be like, fuck, what were you thinking? But what I do know is that I showed up, I did it, and whether it was the greatest content, I just committed to the process. So, as I leave you today on this whole episode of powerful procrastination, I want you to just reflect on what is the thing that you need to do to stop procrastinating on the thing that means most to you right now. Is it your health? Is it your wealth? Is it your relationships? Is it starting something? Is it finishing something? Where are you procrastinating? And if you stopped procrastinating in that area, what would the difference be? What would the changes be? How would you feel about yourself? What would the impact be for those that are around in your life? Anyway, that's me, guys. That's another episode of Happy AF. My mission is to be consistent with this. I will continue showing up. I will continue to get better at this, and I will continue to share my journey as I go along. I hope you guys have a great day. This has been another episode of Happy AF. I love you, and I will see you next week. Bye.
You just be what you wanna be.